the same Najashi as the one that the Prophet and Sahaba emigrated to, but his father. That Najashi had conquered some areas of Yemen. And he had sent his governor, and his governor's name was Abraha. So Abraha was the governor of the Najashi in Yemen. And he saw his people every year go north. So he said, where are you guys going? So they said, we have to go to Hajj. You have to go to Hajj. He said, what is there? He said, there's a house of Allah. So he said, I will build you a house that is far better than any of your houses, and you will come for Hajj under here. So he built a massive cathedral, because they were Christians, the likes of which he thought would become the biggest temple of Christianity in the entire Arabian Peninsula. And he then said, all of you have to come over here, rather than going to up north to the KabbA.
And he wanted people to flock there for many reasons, to worship there, as well as for business purposes. And you need to deal with them if you want people to come here.
And he became so angry, Abraha, that he said, as revenge, I will destroy this house, so people must come to my house.
So he said, no problem. I have one elephant, a big elephant. We will take the elephant and we will walk through with our armies.
And that is why he gathered together his army. And of course, because they were from Abyssinia, so they had elephants. Otherwise, elephants did not live in the Arabian Peninsula as natural beasts over there. But because he was from Africa, so he had a group of African elephants, and of course, the people of Africa had trained the elephants to be instruments of war. And this was when he marched to the KabbA, and he went with his army of around, they say, some say 8 and some say 20 elephants.
That says, the vast of narrations say there was just one main big elephant. The rest were normal camels and so on. And there are some historians who say, no, it was a whole army of many elephants. But the Quran speaks of one elephant, al-fil, meaning one elephant. So the people of the elephant, big, huge elephant, and there were armies that came with.
It is also said that he hired a Arab guide to take him to the KabbA.
And they started marching towards Mecca to Mukarramah. When they were outside somewhere near Taif, they sent a messenger to say, go and look for the Sayyid, the leader of these people, and tell them, we don't want to fight. We are coming, destroy the house, and we're going back. So Abdul Muttalib was the leader. He was told, this is what the man is coming for. He said, okay, let him come.
And Abraha came with the entire army. As you know, when he got to Mecca, he captured the livestock of Abdul Muttalib, over 200 camels and sheep, which by the way shows you Abdul Muttalib is a rich man now. Times have changed for the Quraysh, mashallah, money is flowing in.
And in the process, the army came in and usurped more than 200 camels of Quraysh. And Abdul Muttalib told one of these men, look, you can come and destroy the house, no problem, but our camels, we want them back. So the man took him to Abraha.
And Abdul Muttalib was one such person. Very handsome, very strong, very tall. He looked like a leader. So much so, it is said when he entered into the tent, that Abraha was in awe of this man. So tall and handsome, he actually stood up from his chair. And he said to he said to Abdul Muttalib, I have no problem with you. You just get out of the city and I'll destroy your house. And I have no problem with you guys. There's nothing personal. I just want to destroy your house of worship. It's nothing against you. And that's when Abdul Muttalib said, I didn't come to you to talk about the house. I didn't come to talk about the KabbA. I came to you to talk about my camels. And this is when Abraham lost all respect for Abdul Muttalib. And he said, I have come to destroy your holy house. And you're coming to talk to me about your camels. Abraham thought Abdul Muttalib was going to argue about his house. And so he was honoring him. Then when he said, I want my camels, he said, I lost all respect for you. That's when Abdul Muttalib gives the one-liner punch, the upper right cut. And he says that it's not my business. The house has a Lord who will protect it, and the camels have a Lord, and it's my job to protect the camels. Right? So because of this one-liner, Abraham gave the camels back, and that was when the Quraysh left the city after making lots of dua. Abdul Muttalib is pleading in front of the KabbA, oh Allah, we cannot fight this army, they're too strong for us, they have these elephants, they have these 1,000 men, whatever, you take care of it. And they then left to the mountains.
And these people started proceeding towards Kabbah. The elephant refused to go further. It stopped. It stopped. And they began to beat it. It refused. It didn't go further. When they turned it around and beat it, it went running. When they stopped it and turned it back around, it stopped again. SubhanAllah. Who stopped it? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
But whenever they turned him in any other direction, he would move in that direction. So Allah stopped the camel, the elephant, from entering, and as they're debating what to do, that is when large birds came. أرسلنا عليهم طيرا أبابيل ترميهم بحجارة من سجيل.
No sooner did they come closer to it than they noticed birds from nowhere in the skies. And these birds had 3 little pebbles each, the size of a pea, and even smaller, small little pebbles made of clay. And from a very high altitude, they released these pebbles. And the pebbles came down at such force. You know, today we learn about gravity and we learn about Newton and this one and that one. Wallahi, if you take a look at this explanation of Surah Al-Fil, you will come to realize that altitude, when it dropped from there, the small pebbles went straight through these men and killed them on the spot. And people were just watching. Allahu Akbar.